An absolute time to be alive. We've got the best of 165 here between Joe and Skady. Of all people, Joe and Skady have decided that they would like to spend their Sundays beating each other to a bloody pulp over and over and over again. Some of the highest level Age of Mythology you'll ever see. And some of the most exciting Age of Mythology you'll ever see as well, no doubt, because these guys know each other's playstyle more than anyone else. This is part 2. We've done part 1. Part 1 was essentially a 7-game series, but where Joe won 5 of them, Skady won 2 of them. Some incredible games being played in that series as well. There has not been a single game here where it's just been like a complete stomp. It's all been kind of hard fought victories from both sides. So we'll continue this. See what's gonna happen. We got Joe playing Loki here. He showed off Loki in the first part. People want predictions in the chat, so let's give some predictions. Smack, bam, kablam. Okay, so Joe did show off his Loki in the first part here, the first 7 games. And he's going to show it off again. Loki, one of those... I actually kind of feel like Loki's a little bit underdeveloped in that there's been so much... The development has been really concentrated around two very specific points about Loki's like power spikes. And the late game Loki is not something that exists in a lot of people's minds, but I'll have you guys know that late game Loki with Hell is one tough nut to crack and can really do a lot of crazy things with back temples, spawning mountain giants, fire giants, you name it, instantly. So maybe we might see some sort of shenanigans here from Joe, but it is against Skady's Thor. Thor is, without a doubt, the best god in the game. It's unquestioned right now that Thor is the easiest god, the best god, and honestly, if you're losing with Thor, unfortunately for you, it's not your Civ, it's you, right? You believe me? Maybe? Well, I mean, at the very least, if you're playing on Extended Edition and losing with Thor, you gotta ask some questions, right? We got Freya coming in for Skady. Thor's actually been having a lot of love recently. A lot of development in a ton of different areas, showing off that Thor's not as weak as you might have thought late game. Actually has a lot going for him. You can easily take the game late. You don't have to go for some sort of all-in push and then just resign or win or have your opponent win. Sorry, you resign or your opponent resign after the push. You can take it a lot of different ways, but against the Loki, we've got the classic pyramid here. Going to be blocking both players. We see a wall here from Skady. Joe's going for Skady. Skady's going Freya. Getting super antsy in this game. He wants to get going. And the thing is, I'm not sure if this is blocked off or not. It's not blocked off. You can walk through the pyramid. This wall does nothing. Oh. You see the Valkyrie coming in, getting a villager kill already. Living the dream. Obviously, these Hursa with only 2.4 damage. Even with their bonus 500% damage against myth units, really kind of scratched the Valkyrie. And there is the classical age for Joe. And Skady is going to be spamming out his Ulfsarks and his Throwing Axeman and his Hursa. He's going to be going at it. Russian the Loki. I like this. This is a really smart play. So long as he builds his houses at home, This doesn't have to be crazy all in here. It just gives him a lot of time. It prevents his opponent from getting that Hall of Fame super early. We're going to see Skady attempting to take this early fight here. The Valkyrie retreating away from the troll who's just laid siege to her. She's already down to 54 HP. She doesn't actually dodge the troll here. Actually, she does. She should dodge the troll. Anyways, the troll does fall here as the Valkyrie going to come back in. Let's start taking down some of these throwing axemen. One of the small advantages that people forget about with the Loki bonus, I believe, is that these units train slightly faster. I think that's 15%. Someone can correct me in the chat, but Loki's throwing axemen train just a little bit faster. So instead of 16 seconds, you're looking at like 14 seconds, which might not matter to a lot of people, but it matters to me. So we'll see if it matters. 10%. Okay, well, that is what it is. My tooltip doesn't include everything because there's not enough room for it. Feels bad, man. Looks like Joe's going to lose his temple. He's actually only got one longhouse in his base, and he's currently eating goats, so that's a bit unfortunate. However, he has stored up a myth unit right now. You can't see it, but so far we haven't seen a myth unit spawn, and you can see over on the left here, 28 favor, so that's approximately what you need to spawn a myth unit, but Joe is housed, so he's not going to be able to get that myth unit until he has the population room. So as soon as he gets the pop room, you will see a myth unit spawn. At least I assume that's what's going to happen. Sometimes I'm wrong about things. It's not often, but I reckon that's what we'll see. I'm wrong. No myth unit spawn. Feels bad. Maybe it's because it's a house. There it is. Myth unit spawn. Boom. And now the Einhjar's out. This becomes a really tough fight for Skady to take, but he is going for it. And he's got a good choke point here with those throwing axemen dealing tons of damage here. I don't think we've got we don't have Hall of Fames just yet. So the Hersir can't exactly run away from them and dodge the axes. So Skady getting a lot of value out of his throwing axemen, but the micro, they're not quite there. As Joe's going to absolutely wreck through Skady's Thor here with the Loki. And Joe gets another dub here, going up to 6 wins. My golly gosh. Joe, just the superior Norse combatant in this game. I think it was simply just coming down to that Einhjar there in that fight, maybe. Let's just check the post game quickly and see where the military units were kind of lining up there. Yeah, so you can see 16 to 13. So very, very close on the unit count here, but that Einhjar just completely wrecks. Anyways, we'll move on to the next game. Give Joe his point. It's like you guys have never seen a best of 165 before. People just keep coming in being like, what the hell? Oh, you guys want new points, do you? Man, some people are very, very rich here from that. Pasta Warrior. This is part 2. Did I not write that down? Part 2. No, part 2 is in the title. You can... He just loves this map. Oops. We should just be able to just do this. All right. Well, we didn't stuff it up this time. Game. What are we up to? Game number 9? Game number 9 between Joe and Skady. My golly gosh. It's 165 games. That means you have to get to 80 games, 82 games, 83 games. Right? You have to get to 83 games to be crowned champion of the inaugural best of 165. You know, this is going to happen once every year for sure. There's no way that this is not going to be completed ever. Ooh, we see a bolt going down. That's pretty extreme bolt considering. It means you have to build a granary. There is a ball here though. Fishing ships popping out now for Joe. Now, like, I don't think that this is as big of a deal as you might think. Advancing later, like advancing with having to build a granary isn't the worst thing in the world. And then you get a bolt on the enemy trireme, so that gives you an advantage on in the water a little bit early. So your opponent gets to touch more food early from the extra fishing ship, but he does have to have some stuff here. I want some predictions. Predictions when we're 1 minute 35 seconds in. This is classic. I thought I did it. Start. There you go. Anyways, we've seen that. Oh, and he gets the ball next to his town center as well. This is actually really, really good for Joe. Though he's not going to have any more. He's not going to have any more pigs to eat, which is going to be a big issue. But having the ball means he can delay that granary for so long, so much, in fact, that it's probably not even going to matter. That he didn't have to. That he has to build a granary here. I don't even know if he's going to have to build it, to be honest. It's going to be pretty close because he's got the 3 fishing ships. Looks like he will have to build it, though. Unfortunate for Joe. And you can see Skady just a little bit in front on the population here because of the Catastrophe, but he's 1 villager in front here. Or half a villager in front, maybe. What are we at? Let's just check. 60%, 30%. So, a third of a villager in front. And Joe is going to throw down this granary now. No longer building fishing ships. Neither is Skady. And he's just going to eat all of this up. And Skady also gets to drag his boar into the town center as well. So, that's good. And the temple's up, and yeah, this is good. This is it. This is what we want. Let's see some trireme action popping off here in the Mediterranean. Athena and Athena, both players going up at exactly the same time. 9 fishing ships apiece as Joe gets his final one out. Slightly delayed as would have otherwise been seen. So, not sure if that bolt really will matter, especially because Skady really hasn't scouted very much with this Kadoskopos. So one of the things you might want to consider with that bolt is you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 more pigs. You can bring them all home and use those in the classical age to either like transition away from water, get a strong heroic gauge. All the good things. Here's a Pygmalion statue here as well. Incredibly strong relic. And there's going to be Jar of Imseti. The triremes coming out for both players. It looks like 3 docks. No, 2 docks from Joe. I thought there was a dock down here for some reason, but just 2 docks. 30 population to 30 population, essentially. It's just the Katoskopos. They're changing it all up. So the Zeus Mirror is indeed a Zeus Mirror. So now the interesting part here is going to be, what does the micro look like here for these players? Like, the bolt obviously goes down, gives Joe a big advantage here, and equalizes on the population as well with it. Both players 40 of 45, throwing houses down as the game goes in. And Skady just going to be garrisoning Trireme here. So he's always going to be 1 boat behind in this mirror matchup unless he does something different. Which is why maybe that bolt on that Katoskopos, not the best. And now you can see Joe's got 9 fishing ships gathering to Skady's 3 fishing ships. So that's going to turn out to be really, really big. But we do see the Trireme popping out. They're going to be focusing over here. Nice micro there from Skady. Pull in Joe just a little bit, but population still actually incredibly equal here. 22 villages to 21 for Joe. So for some reason, Joe, maybe he bought a Jason or something. Not sure. We got the Minotaur back here doing his good stuff. Don't see any blue dots anywhere special, so no heroes out. It's just a slight advantage for Skady on the villages. Slight advantage for Joe in the food total. And we see Joe pushing in, pulling back. Nice micro to pull back. There's very low HP ships there. Nice micro from Skady. Every boat kill here is incredibly important. If Skady could make that ship, yeah, look, it almost went back up to full HP there. If it had another second, it would have gone to full HP. Because it was idle for 2 seconds or whatever it is. Idle for 1 second? I don't know. And it's looking like Skady is taking this initial fight here. 10 trireme to 13. He's always got that micro. He's very, very strong on this map for sure. And so far, good micro from Joe as well. He's not allowing his trying to move forward. In this mirror matchup, it's almost better to just focus fire your ships at this point in the game when there's this many. And once the ship numbers start dwindling, it matters a little bit less. Like now is when you want to start kind of getting that retreat micro in there. Skady 4 population in front. Let's check out his base, see if anything interesting's happening here. You can see the houses coming down. Probably needs to throw down another storehouse here at some point. Storehouse here at some point when he can afford to do so. He's got 10 villagers on gold now as well. How many on wood? Just as an aside for those Zeus mains. You can see if I could hold shift, I could tell you what they are. So 20 villagers on wood, still pumping onto wood. So this is the sort of meta of this of the Greeks is to just load up on wood and then get a second town center once you've survived for long enough. And Joe's retreating, doing all the stuff. Got to be careful not to retreat multiple boats. It's very, very tempting to do it because you can, you can get a good pull, but against a strong player, they're never really going to get pulled like substantially. So it's better to if you can't pull the ship by just like having it run backwards, as in there's boats behind it that are going to block it, just don't pull that ship, pull a different one. Like when that ship dies, really small micro things can matter a lot. But now Skady's kind of dropped behind. It looks like he's cut. Trireme? No, he's throwing up another dock. Joe's got the 3 docks up already, so he's got the advantage in production right now. He needs to rebuild these storehouses. This is something that I learnt back when I was playing Age of Empires Online. I was watching Mr. play, and I'm not sure what the difference was on Age of Empires Online with the gather rates, but he would have it so that he would have a storehouse here, then a storehouse adjacent to this storehouse, and then a storehouse here. And the same logic applies in Mythology as it does with Age of Empires Online. I think it also applies on Age of Empires 2, and to some degree I think Age of Empires 3, though I haven't really played that game. So I can't comment too much, but the idea is that the 50 wood and what is it going to be 14-second idle time, so that's about like 64 wood that you're spending to get a storehouse, because that villager would have been chopping, it gets regained plus more in a very, very short amount of time, because the villagers don't have to walk. The walking time is fixed. So it's vitally important. You can see right now Skady is really struggling for wood, whereas Joe is not. And that's a big reason why Joe is now in the lead here on the water. You can see Skady just going to be popping those triremes into his dock. He's got... Honestly, if these were out, I think he probably would have been fine here. Like, he wouldn't have been losing so much. But here's what it is. We can see Joe's going to be taking that opportunity to get his settlement up. Whoever gets that small advantage first gets that town center. And he's going to be in a really good position. We see the Jason Odysseus coming in, though, for Skady. See if that's going to matter. The triremes all pop out now for Skady, and Joe has to retreat back. See Skady moving up to this gold mine. Still hasn't fixed up his storehouse here. These villagers are moving so far away from that initial storehouse that they're dropping into the gold storehouse that was built first. Obviously, easy for me to say sitting here watching the game. Hard for the players who are in the game to really do that stuff. We see the Jason falling there. So Joe's got his Jason and Odysseus and Minotaur out to push Skady back. So about 18 triremes, 17. So very, very close numbers here, but a lot of low HP trireme for Joe, who is inevitably lagging right now. Let's see if they want to pause. That's just what happens with the internet, you know. Can't really deal too much with it. But as Skady's retreating here, he's actually going to need to get his Jason out to deal with this, or at least some military somewhere. But he's got an archery range over here, but not much else. It looks like the trireme push still moving into Joe, and Joe's just calmly defended it. Skady has to retreat back home. We do see the trireme helping out over here, going to be taking down the Theseus and the Odysseus over here. Nice play from Skady to just send a couple of trireme there. Saves himself from having to build a Jason. Joe's got so much wood right now. He needs to maybe take some off of wood and come over to gold or food. That's one thing that often happens here in this map is you overcook the wood instead of just jumping onto your food that you have in order to pump out more villages or whatever. You can see that Joe's only 4 villages in front, even though he's had this second town center for a while now. So Skady's getting his own second town center. He's not that far behind. Only 4 villages behind. That's really not that much. In fact, if we check the post game out now, let's check out the all resource total. It's dead even right now for both these players. So third town center needs to be grabbed for Joe. Third town center needs to be grabbed for Skady. We'll see if he wants to throw up a wall over here. He's got all the gold in the world in his bank. The villager is forward, so we'll see where he wants to throw it up. It'll be a little bit reckless to throw it up this far forward, but this is a great location here. You can see the tree comes all the way down to the bottom, but it is an opening. So a wall here, and a wall maybe like down here is what you want. Or even just walling in front of Joe's wall is not a bad idea. But this villager is just... what is she doing? She has no idea. We see Pygmalion's statue coming through. That's actually saved a villager's life already. Super value relic. Oh, and one more shot. and it will die. And there we go. Pygmalion statue value. And the archer ship's going at it again. Just a big bowl of units, really. There's nothing interesting about this at all. That's why we're watching this fight. Now you see the villagers moving forward. It does surprise me, given how strong these players are late game, that they don't appreciate the early walls that you can set up on this. You see the walls for Skady, very, very modest walls here, when you easily could have set up over here or something like that to give him a little bit more room. No walls over here for Skady, no walls for Joe, apart from this one, which is, again, very, very modest. Yes, it defends the gold mine, so you want this wall, but you could easily have walls up to here if you so chose. Third town center. Skady looks like he wants to go to the next age. He's kind of given up on the water, which is completely fine. As you can see, Joe and Skady's villages, 69 for Skady, 70 for Joe. So, I mean, the 9 fishing ships not going to really matter at all. And Skady going to keep this going here. And Apollo's the god of choice. So, that's actually a little bit interesting, simply just on the fact that town centers are in range. So Dionysus in this situation is actually really, really good. Hera's got extra value as well with the Karkanos. Though this unit's kind of a little bit underwhelming. The explosion is actually a really strong ability though. To be super careful with that one, because you can kind of one hit a trireme or like do a ton of damage if it blew up right here. If you get 2 of them. I'm not sure if the special ability works with the delete either, so you can kind of use it as a bomb. Just walk into this and just drop them out and then blow them up. We see some more of these triremes popping out here to defend Joe off here. But at this point, you can kind of ignore the score because it doesn't matter all that much. It's just Skady needs to set something up. Joe's got all of these military buildings he's spamming out. Because obviously he knows he's going to have all the economy, full villages. So he can spam villagers out. Sorry, spam military out as much as he likes. He's got 2,000 gold in the bank. It looks like Skady does defend for now. He has hit the heroic age. So he can start making siege. Or he can make the juggernauts. Or he can get heavy archer ships if he wants. And Joe's retreating back into his docks yet again. This is a pretty wild Mediterranean. Walls coming up now for Skady. These are the more adventurous walls that I was talking about, though. This one doesn't look like it quite syncs up, but it's what you want. But no walls over here means Joe can just kind of sneak in with those archers, and you don't really want that. And I think Skady's plan here is just to get Mythic Age, or he's trying not to build anything. Doesn't have a market up though. Just getting pickaxe, bowsaw. Joe getting pushed back. There's the wall, and that's kind of the idea, right? You can the amount of pushing power you have early with most civs on land just gets thwarted by a town center and a couple of really well positioned walls that you can just jump straight to the Mythic Age here. And we see the market coming up. And what Skady can do here is he's got such an advantage in the tech that he should be able to get at least 30 seconds, if not a minute, of advantage here for Hephaestus. So that's going to allow him to get a couple, either get the early, well, he needs to get units out, but he can get out a ton of Colossus with an underworld passage onto this town center. He could go after this town center, actually be the best one to go because all the farms here, it's exposed as well. But get those Colossus out, get out a couple of military academies, make some or archery range, make a fortress, make some Heliopolis as well, and just neglect these trash units. You don't need archers, you don't need Hippocon, you don't need hoplites. Just we'll see, because Joe's actually got a ton of hoplites here hiding, and at this moment I don't think they've got any upgrades. But Hephaestus is incoming, and Joe's really not that far behind on that Hephaestus here. He has medium hoplites coming in as well, or he's already got medium hoplites. No heavy hoplites. We see finally some buildings coming up for Skady. He's got no answer for this at all, though he does have some Pentacontas out, so he can make some trireme to come over and start attacking these units. We see the villagers coming over here, going to attempt to repair this. We'll see what's going to happen here. We got the Odysseus coming out, and it's looking like Joe's timing here is potentially going to be too much for Skady. See some Hephaestus coming out. But the town center does go down here as Skady's kicking himself, maybe not going Hera. Hera could have been an option here. Kills off all these units. There's so many units here for Joe right now. Then we've got a fortress coming up on into the back. The Plenty Vault comes down. We've got the Colossus moving forward as well. Villagers getting pushed back. This guy's got a little bit of food in the bank, but really not that much. These Hephaestus only cost 25 gold, so they're pretty strong. And meanwhile, we see the Underworld Passage coming in, and Skady has to tap out. GG, well played, Joe, getting yet again another win. I think maybe this comes down to a little bit of not scouting here. If he sees this coming, he can just easily make these military academies and make it pacifists. But the sneaky play from Joe is enough. And Skady not quick enough to respond. After all of that water fighting, ends up being hoplites. It'll be the end of you. GG, we'll move on to the next game. Thanks for watching. Man, everyone is just betting everything on Skady right now. Where's the love for Joe? The living legend himself. Schlocky. Piano song. Well, do you have a song in mind, or do you want me to make one for you?
Skopos, Burek, Yuji, Burek, Skopos. Burek, Skopos.
Make one. All right.
Burek.
Skady having technical difficulties. Hmm. Oh, my golly gosh. I'm so destroyed. I think I'm sick. I honestly think I'm sick. Guys, what are symptoms for coronavirus? Tell me. Quick. God, I've just got a sore throat. I don't think I've got this. No, I don't have the. I don't have the vaccine. I'm too young to get the vaccine so far. I'm not. I'm not considered that important. And we're back. We are back. We have Senor Scarderino in the bottom of the map in the blue color playing as Ra against Senorita. Or maybe not Senorita, more like Mr. Master. Master Joe in the top of the map in the red color playing as Poseidon. Yes, you are saying correctly. It is a best of 165. But that doesn't mean that we can't have fun with it. It's going to be done in parts, obviously, guys. Come on. And we might not even reach the 83 wins required to say you are the victor of the 165 best of thing. But the map is Calm Shores X. This is one of those maps that was included in late in 5.0. So that's life. Skady's making his fishing ships now, and same with Joe. They're splitting onto either side of the shores. It's a bit of a funny map, simply on the fact that there is only 12 fish per player. So it doesn't fit into the standard water maps that we've grown to know and love. The Mediterranean, obviously different, but the more so this is compare this map to an Anatolia or to a and Midgard, where on both of those maps you're looking at somewhere between 18 fish for the Anatolia map player, and on the Midgard map you're looking at more like 21 fish or 25 fish for both players depending on the spawn. I don't know exactly what the max is, but it is an interesting one. And I think if you can get a side of the map to yourself, you want to definitely try and fish out as much of it as you possibly can, and then sneak up some docks onto your opponent's side of the water. Kind of treat it a little bit like aggressive version of the other new map, Mirage. We do see Skady with only 4 villages on the wood, which is pretty standard here. And Joe with 5 villages on the wood, which seems like it's got to be standard as well. Relic over here, we've got the Eye of Ornlu, and there should be a relic right here if I'm not mistaken. Oh, I am very mistaken. It's over here. Scarab Bandit. So this map is supposed to be mirrored. All the resources are supposed to be mirrored, but obviously the relics are not a part of that. So you can see both players got this backwood here, backwood. Both players have got a forward gold mine. Both players have got a safe gold mine behind their town center, safe gold mine behind their town center. They've all got these berry bushes here, berry bush, berry bush, berry bush. And Hermes just got a choice for Joe. As Skady is just pumping the fishing ships out. Both players seemingly just agreeing that they don't care. It's going to be like, yeah, I'll get this fish, you get that fish. We can all be happy. Hippocampus coming out. Am I saying that right? Hippocampus. Temple coming up now for Skady, as he's definitely going for a very late advance here with all the docks in the world. You do really only need 1, 2, 3, 4 docks, but yes, this feels like pretty reminiscent of the map title, Calm Shores. There's not a lot that's going to be going on. We do see this dock getting snuck up by Skady here. I think Joe spots it with his hippocampus. Hermes coming through. We'll see if the Centaur are going to make their way over there straight away or not. It looks like the dock is up for Skady, so that's nice for him. And surprised to see Joe not doing something similar, sneaking up a dock here. He did go up to the classical age very fast. Only went with 9 fish, though he doesn't know about these fish. At least, well, he must, because there's no way that Skady scouts this out. Second dock attempting to come up here for Skady, and Skady's just going to dip on that as the trireme comes out, and Skady's going to call that a day. 50 gold for a trade of 150 gold. Very worth it. And Joe should just simply get his purse scene and grab this this fish over here, call it a day. Whereas Skady's just going to move over, wants to grab his second town center. Yeah, and this is going to play out maybe a little bit similarly to how the Chemo Shelty semi-final map on Mirage went. It seems. But Tar coming through. Fair gonna power up this town center. Joe's getting his own second town center here. Wadget's out. House is coming up for Skady. Does he get immediate per scene? I don't see it. More lumber camps coming up for Skady, which is definitely interesting. I'm surprised to see him go this many on wood, considering he should kind of know that there's nothing going on over here. Especially when he sees the second town center from Joe and just spam his way up. We see the trireme looks like he's on a bit of a patrol here. Maybe Skady can sneak this up, but I sort of doubt it. He's going to be making cabinets, though. There's Joe's second town center. Starting up, 26 villages apiece, 12 fishing ships apiece. Very, very equal economy, which is good and bad for the RAR player. Being equal is great because you normally start behind on villages. But the Greek player's economy is still stronger because his villagers gather quite a bit faster. You can see, just take an example, 0.91 gold versus 0.82 gold. So just a small example. Then we just see the dock is up here for Skady, so he's got double docks here. A little bit of a pain now for Joe as he's throwing up his stable. He's got his Theseus out. And farm's starting to come down for Skady. He's got Shadoof, he's got Plow. It's going to be a slow farmage here. See when he wants to cast Rain. A little bit surprised to see him do this slowly. Normally you see everyone just grab all the gold and then throw the farms up. I guess he's waiting for the armory and then he's just going to cast that Rain. Looks like he's deleting a farm there. Making sure it's well positioned. It's going to be a really big boom here from Skady. 14 fish already. Oh, sorry, 14 farms already. Plus the fishing ships, which don't get a bonus under the rain. Even though I'm not sure if they get rain clouds anymore, but they used to get rain clouds. There was a point, I think, in the game where... Yeah. There was a point in the game where the rain clouds used to be over the fishing ships, and they actually used to give bonus. I think it was even pre-beta. I think it might have been one of the alpha builds. They might have deemed that a little bit silly for some reason, because why would rain boost fishing ships? Instead, they gave it to wood, and then we took it away. Lots of idle villages here for Skady, unfortunately. We see those cabinets popping out here. Oh, the micro. Pulling back. And we should see a Hathor coming through, or a segment. Probably Hathor. You can see Joe just going to be scanning around, getting his third town center. So no real surprises here. Playing this nice and boomy. It's kind of dictated by the Ra as to how you have to play this as Poseidon. If the Ra wants to go like double monument blast, then you have to play a little bit different. Which honestly I think might not even be a bad idea in this map, to throw those monuments up. As we see the monuments of soldiers now coming down. Maybe go up to 3 monuments and go into Pitsukos spam territory. Can be really, really good. We see some more trireme coming in for Joe. Skady, this is some harass that on the surface might seem good, but like when it comes down to it, like I think Joe wins out here. Maybe not. I don't know. And all the walls coming up now for Joe. Wants to definitely defend against any sort of cavalry raids or anything like that. Skady's going to have to think about how he's going to get this town center here. The rock is out. This is only a 4.0 speed rock, which is a big deal here against the Greek players, because they get 4.3 speed Hippolyta, and the Hippolyta, I believe, at 4.0 speed, if the Hippolyta can get underneath the rock, like directly underneath it, I believe the Hippolyta can kill it before it gets out of range or whatever. The rock moving in does look like Joe may have spotted that, maybe not. And there's heavy cavalry coming out immediately for Skady. I sort of really kind of love that. Kind of love that for Skady right there, getting the immediate heavy cavalry before making cavalry. That way he's not going to throw away any weak cavalry. He's not going to fall into the Aphrodite. We see Skady flying over the town center there. So Joe's got some options here. He's now Heroic Age. You can consider just going straight Mythic Age here or whatnot. Skady's simply just looking for a Locust. Only 7 villages here. Probably not worth the Locust. We see the Wadget just sneaking in here as well. Villagers making a move. And we do see the Locust here. And that's a decent Locust. 5 villages. That's about as good as you're going to get with the Curse. So... it always feels worse than it is. I swear. Unless you lose like 20 villages. If you lose like 5, 6 villages, that's about right for a Heroic Age God Power. Epicon pushing in, pulling back. Center goes down there. Nice micro from Skady. The cavalry, heavy cavalry right now, a little bit too strong for Joe to be fighting. He needs to make some prodromas, which he is making. But he has no upgrades. So one of the very first upgrades you need to grab as Poseidon, as Greek, when making cavalry against an Egyptian player is that medium cavalry upgrade. Because these units have such high base HP, the upgrade is super value because it's a percentage based. So like getting medium archers isn't that important because it only puts your Toxotes up to 66 HP, which might not even keep them alive anyways, with it or without it, you know? And now Skady managed to get this town center. He's got gold mines over here as well. And Joe's really struggling for resources, so he does have farm set up. He's got plow, quarry, hand axe, so his economic upgrade's looking great. Skady, on the other hand, he's got bow saw, shaft mine, and plow. He needs to get... He definitely does not need bow saw, but he definitely does need to think about getting that irrigation. And now Skady's got 27 favor in the bank. Might be worthwhile thinking about getting some Pitsukos out. As he's sitting fully popped for some reason. Maybe he's pushed in and killed all of Joe's fish over here. Completely missed that. Just making some Pentacontas and everything else over here. We've got the raids coming in. Hitting the back gold mine. Obviously, Skady's smart enough to realize that's where the gold is. And how did he get over there? Maybe he just ran through this way. I don't know. The raids do so much damage here. Now the Prodromus come to the rescue. 6 speed Prodromus versus the 6.6 speed cavalry. Easily chase those down, get some damage done. Definitely want to finish that wall off to make sure these cavalry can't escape. But Skady's going through Osiris, so he's considering taking this game long. It does look like he should have gotten himself Sultan 4. Did Joe get it? No, Joe didn't get it either. A little bit surprising, to be honest, that these guys forgetting stuff like that. Artemis on the way as well for Joe, so we'll see if that's going to matter. The Earthquake here doesn't look like we've got any upgrades, so no Masons or fortified town center. So the counter to most of the destructive god powers in Age of Mythology is fortified town centers, Masons, and maybe some extra buildings. And this gold mine is going to be the issue here for Skady. And if an Earthquake kills this and allows him to push through, it's going to be an issue. But he will have access to Son of Osiris. He's starting his trade route over here. This map has very, very low trade. 60 gold a trip. It's looking like 59 gold a trip. So definitely need to abuse the fact that you get empowerment, and that's the thing. We see the town center is the option here. Flames of Typhon coming through as well for Skady immediately to make the Chimera just that little bit stronger. He's got 93 population, favor in the bank. Heliopolis coming out, so this timing is going to hit very, very hard. But the mummy's already coming over to defend. Skady very, very intelligent there to recognize what's going on. And the Son of Osiris kind of stunts anything that's coming through. Champion Cavalry coming through as well. Those Prodromus get absolutely eaten alive by the Son of Osiris as well, because they've got 20% hack armor against a 60 damage chain lightning unit. It's a big deal. But this is the question, right? That I think is interesting here in this matchup is like, at what point does Egyptian really, Ra in particular, have an advantage over Poseidon, and when does that really start to come in? And funnily enough, I don't think there's any real answer. I don't think there's really a point at which, especially on Vubli, where Ra really overtakes the Poseidon. it's very even the entire way through in terms of like the damage you can do and damage you can take and all the other stuff. To see Joe going after this Migdol here, so maybe a mistake is going to be taking a lot of losses, especially the Son of Osiris in the back just land siege. Loses a lot of villagers though. 74 villagers in the bank here for Skady for the 80 of Joe. We do already have 16 camel caravans. Still no empowerment on the market. Something you want to get there very, very soon, especially with Reich. Just throw a priest over first if you want to have your pharaoh doing something else. But the Polyphemus is out. That's the troublesome unit for Ra players is this Polyphemus. He's got no real innate weaknesses with 40% hack armor, 40% pierce armor, 702 HP. With some mercenary cavalry coming in, and Polyphemus can whack that one away if he so chooses. Migdol Stronghold just about to come up for Skady. He's still got gold left here. Irrigation now coming through for Joe. Magi coming through for Skady. Ready to start spamming those mercenaries. Got flood control. Not bothering with quarry yet. Well, he's getting quarry. Not bothering with carpenters, though carpenters is sort of important. Very important, to be honest. And now Joe's going to go into this building spam. And on this map, you actually have some options. You got transport ships you can go in with. Transport ship down to this location. You can put up fortress in here. Same thing on this location here. Come up to here. Put a dock here in this corner. Transport ship around. Fortress here. Could be completely devastating. That's an interesting decision from Skady. He's shifting sands a bunch of units away from the fight there. Shifting sands is like a bonkers god power. You don't want to throw that away. If you can help it, you don't want to throw it away because it's just like shifting sands here, for example. Shifting sands here. Put the villages here, and then you just spam buildings out. And while that's happening, push forward with your units because your opponent has to defend. It's like Son of Osiris taking some damage. And both players here with... Oh, is this in range? Oh, it totally is in range. Skady, a very, very intelligent player. He's got Burning Pitch out. Oh, no, he doesn't. Yes, he does. He's got Burning Pitch out, which I'm not sure affects war barges at all. But it makes them look cool. It makes them look devastating. I swear it does give bonus for the siege ships, though. No. I mean, like this upgrade definitely helps. 200% bonus damage versus buildings. And now Skady can start taking down the town center and take down the market here. The problem for Skady is definitely going to be like setting up this location here. But the Son of Osiris and mercenaries seem to be doing a fantastic job of it. So we'll see if Joe can hold on or not. It looks like this town center is going to be going down very quickly. 4 war barges taking this down. And the market's going to go down as well. So that's the gold shut down for Joe, which is a big deal. And it's looking like Skady may have found his avenue here. Pushing in, he's picking off everything. These villagers here can chuck up a Migdol or something on that location. Son of Osiris is just chilling here in the back. Living the dream. That's fallen. Well, he is falling right now. And he is getting pulled back. A nice micro so far. Skady throwing away a bunch of villages though for some reason. Catapult sneaking onto this location. You don't really want to build catapult against Poseidon because of the militia. So as soon as this archery range dies, 3 militia spawn, they can come in and pick off the catapult for free. So you lose 1 building. He does have the cabinet here to defend them, but he's still going to at least lose 1 catapult and give your opponent a bunch of militia. Now, it looks like Joe's unaware that line upgrades super important for the militia. But Joe's very, very intelligently here, getting his own Oxy Juggernauts to take down Skady's town center here, as Skady's at full population. I don't see any reaction for Pentacontas here. There they are. They start spamming him out. We'll see if he can keep the town center alive. The priest is making his way over. The town centers, they go down very fast. That's so many Juggernauts here. While that's going on, try and get this town center back. It's not going to happen. And, unfortunately for Joe, the ramming galleys get out in time, and Skady's going to be sitting in full population here. We might want to consider throwing up some towers on the edge of the map here. See some docks attempting to get thrown up for Joe. It's just units just sprawled out here for Skady. He doesn't even care about the land at this point. We're just moving in. Center getting denied. Oh, Joe with the Joe move. He's got an ace in the hole, so to speak. Getting the settlement up. Oof. Both settlements up. Docks coming up. He's going to be able to spam out the Pentaconta as well. Doesn't have a lot of resources in the bank. So this town center will get up very, very quickly. There's a lot of buildings over here. I don't think he's going to be able to hold on to this town center for long, but having the extra population will at least allow him to get a bunch of stuff out. He needs to throw out Pentacontas over here as well. Man, he barely gets this town center up in time as well, but he does get it up. He'd be kicking himself if he didn't. And somehow Joe, full population, didn't get any Pentacontas out of here. And the town center immediately goes down. You can see these siege ships going to kill off the wall very quickly as well. Town center is down. It looks like another market's come up here for Joe, trying to get that extra gold income. Because he's got no gold left, right? Yeah, neither player's got no gold. Skady's grabbing secrets from the Titans here. Not wanting to lose this game. We'll see if he's going to be able to get it out or not. Because Joe just can't afford secrets at the time. He's got the favor, but nothing else. Ooh. Ooh, he's got his eye on that trade route there. It's like the Migdol stronghold will fall. And Son of Osiris is making a run. Box command. Box command. Oh, he's going to make it into the tower. That's sad. Son of Osiris lives another day. Pretty wild game here. Meanwhile, the villagers coming in, going to be attempting to get this town center up. Definitely on these sneak plays like this, maybe just sneak the villagers through and build a Migdol or something. More villagers coming in. We see a random watchtower getting thrown up there. There's the Titan Age. Mercenary cavalry getting spammed out by Skady. Six of the Titans coming through for Joe as well. It looks like that'll probably be able to be... I reckon it gets built in time. And he's also Aphrodite. Does this... Does he have it? He does. Pretty sure this helps get that Titan Gate out very, very quickly. My god, the mercenary cavalry will probably eventually kill the town center. The stable's up though in this location. They're going to make the trade of Skady very, very bad indeed. Looks like the Son of Osiris does finally fall here. Meanwhile, town center's coming back up now for Joe as the Heliopolis are in. It's going to take down these Oxy war barges very quickly, but the Oxy war barges equally take the Heliopolis down quickly. The docks attempting to be spammed back up by Joe. This game is nowhere close to being over, it looks like. And the docks are up. Can he spam up the town center now? While these docks are getting targeted down? Probably not. Both players getting their Titan gate up. 13 villagers on this gate to the 27 villagers for Skady. That looks like more coming in for Joe. He's going to have 26. This will get up very quickly. And both players on 2 town centers basically means... I don't know what it means. It means a long game. Town center is on the way up. The docks just about to be cleaned up here. As you see more docks attempting to get thrown up over on this location now as the market gets fixed back up and immediately going to be going down. That's more militia though for Joe. So Joe's getting a lot of militia, but no upgrades on the militia. So no line upgrades for the infantry units. And he sees militia are much weaker than they otherwise should be. Someone tell Joe that line upgrades affect militia. Quick, go. Cavalry coming in. He's just got all of the Hippocon getting built here. There's the Titan himself falling from the skies. We have the Ra Titan with the Ra looking civilization, or the Ra Civ with the, you know what I mean. Titan is out, just about out now for Joe as well. And they'll just clash in the middle, trade, and feel great about themselves, you know? It might be worth it for Skady to put the market here now and come over here. Just to have a safe market. Bottom corner of the map to here, empower. Chemo it. You know how it is. Heliopolis coming in, gonna say no to this town center going up. The militia flood is very, very real. It looks like the town center is up here now with the watchtowers. So now both players back to square one, it seems like, if Skady can ever secure this location here. But Polyphemus plus a Heliopolis really do matter here on this Titan fight, because the damage they do is huge. Look, this is already one whack. And that's very, very quick. So we will manage to pick off the Titan. There are catapults in the back here. So it looks like we're having a little bit of lag. No. It was going so well. Hello? Hello? Fake disconnect strat. And we're continuing again. Oh no. Oh no. He got caught in that animation. Oh, it's over. It's over. Skady. Hard lag here. Running away, running for his life. 1000 HP behind with a Polyphemus here. Town center trying to get up, and Skady in the end does have to tap out. GG. And this is 110% what I'm talking about. At what point does Ra become stronger than Poseidon? Because it feels like the only point that Ra is actually stronger than Poseidon is in the early game with Bast, with Sphinx. And yeah. Otherwise, Ra is just tough in this specific matchup here. But yeah, you can go for a Horus shifting sands play. So you tornado one town center, shifting sands onto the other town center, and that can work. All right. Have they played King of the Hill yet? No.